Hey, what do you think what's in this box? He became curious as soon as she left, but I just wanted to go home quickly.
Right.
I objected.
Me, for one, I wouldn't
However,
have been there.
he kept urging
I'm
me
good,
to open
Chief.
it. Then he literally opened the box immediately.
Perfect, perfect, perfect,
What it do, squad? You already know it's your man Wally, and we are back yet again. WallyWurrld, you know the vibes. Don't at me. No gang affiliation. You know how we do around here. Today we are checking out some more horror shorts. Wansee Horror Story Animated. Be sure to check their channel out. Their link will be down in the description below. After you show me love. I mean, you already here showing love. I appreciate that, but you know, and then that thumbs up. Can't go wrong. Alright, we're gonna jump into it.
I'm 22 years old, and this incident happened to me a year and a half ago. I just moved into my first apartment and was still in the process of moving in. The door that leads into my apartment locks itself automatically when closed, so I was going to the entrance of the apartment complex to get my mail while talking on the phone with my boyfriend. I returned to my apartment and sat on the bed while opening the mail and still on the phone. I accidentally dropped the phone on the floor. It landed under the bed, so I had to lie on the floor and stretch out for it. I saw something that caught my eye. There was someone under my bed. My eyes widened and I choked the urge to scream. The person under my bed was lying still with his back towards me and his head in his chest, so I couldn't see his face, and he didn't see me. Trying to be rational while so many thoughts rushed through my head, I picked up the phone and said, "Sorry, I dropped my phone. I'm just gonna take a shower, and I'll call you back." The bathroom is right by my bed, so I hastily walked in and quietly locked the door, turned my shower on, and jumped out my window. My apartment is on the first floor. I called the police and they told me to wait nearby, but to go across the street and see if anyone comes out of the door. This was during the summer and it was still light out. I placed myself across the street, hiding behind a car while watching my open bathroom window and the entry door. I called my boyfriend and he came just before the police. I gave them the keys and they went inside. Only moments later, two cops came out holding a thin, tired-looking man. His eyes looked absolutely crazy, but he didn't even try to get away. The policeman that stood beside me and comforted me while the other cops searched through my house told me that the man stood outside my bathroom door with one of my kitchen knives, waiting for me to come out. This man somehow crept in my entry door while I was getting my mail and hid under my bed. The man that was trying to hurt me turned out to be a homeless person and was placed in a mental hospital. My boyfriend moved in with me the very next day.
Chills. Nah, that was crazy. Imagine. I'm about to go check under my bed. They don't want it with me though. Grease this by. You know, I'm just saying. There's more where that came from. This one is called The Box Horror Story.
Staying at my parents' house for a while after I went to the Army. One day I was drinking in front of a local convenience store with my friend. Feeling liberated after I just got out of the Army, I went around the streets with one of my friends, drinking a lot and singing with our shoulders crossed. Then I saw a white car coming in front of us. Soon the car window opened, and a woman in her early 30s wearing white clothes was seen. "Hey, would you like to do a part-time job?" She laughed and said like that. And we answered, totally drunk, "How much you gonna give us?" Then she gave us $100 and said, "Prepaid. I'll give you an extra $100 when you finish this." It was my 1-month part-time salary. Of course we accepted it on the spot. and the woman picked us up in her car. The car began to run along a nearby mountain road. There was the sound of rain and the wind blowing so hard that I could hear the leaves hitting the windows. And I still hate the sound of leaves on windy and rainy days. The car driving along the cement road pavement stood on a hillside. Suddenly, she got out of the car and took a shovel and hoe out of the trunk. "Come on, guys, both of you, get off." And I could see her pupils were kind of loosened a little bit. Only then did I start to think something was wrong. Next, she took a small box out of the car and told us to go down to the road and bury it. "I'll give you another $100, y'all know." I and my friend were forced to go down the road to bury the box and dig with a shovel. But as soon as we tried to bury it, the car suddenly went down really fast, like an arrow. We haven't even received that $100 yet, though. The rain and wind were still blowing hard and lightning was pounding, and we had no choice but to stand blankly in this sudden situation. "But we got a prepayment anyway. Let's quickly bury that stupid box and go down," I said to him, but he, who was staring blankly at the place where the woman disappeared for a while, mumbled, "Hey, what do you think what's in this box?" He became curious as soon as she left, but I just wanted to go home quickly.
Right.
I objected.
Me, for one, I wouldn't
However,
have been there.
He kept urging
I'm
me
good,
to open
Chief.
it. Then he literally opened the box immediately. There was a black plastic bag in the box, and there were cut fingers inside. 10 fingers. Given that the size of the fingers is small, I thought those were baby's fingers.
Oh my God.
Being terrified, I was just looking at those fingers, and he shouted, "Hey, this is a gold ring." There was a ring in one finger, and he insisted on taking it away since we received less money. I was madly opposed, but my friend eventually pulled out the ring after an argument, and we buried the box in the ground and walked down. After that day, I had a bad cold and laid down for days, and my friend had not contacted me either in the meantime, which was really strange. I haven't heard from him in the last 15 days after I woke up. Being curious, I called his house. Then his mother answered the phone. "Oh, God, what should I do? My son died yesterday."
Oh my God.
A few days ago, he was exposed to rain and came home. From that day, he kept saying that he's cold and found Dad alone in the blanket a few days after. I still regret when I think about that day. I should have stopped him and reported the box to the police. I will never forget it.
Sheesh. The secret of an old woman.
Last summer, there was a suicide by jumping from the apartment where I was living. Our apartment was a hallway-style place, and it turned out that the person deceased jumped from the hallway to a flower bed in broad daylight. A few hours after the incident, I was on my way to the security office for a moment. I saw an old lady was standing on the sidewalk, and she was looking at the pool of blood that was still remained in the flower bed. Why is she looking at that? Does she relate to the dead? Or is she sad? Thinking like this, I was about to pass by her, but she suddenly walked over to me. Then she pointed her finger at the pool of blood and said, "You know, this is a secret. I pushed her."
Oh my
I
God.
suddenly got goosebumps. So I ran to the security office without even thinking of answering back her words. And when I came out, the old lady, who was still standing there, grabbed me and talked to me again as if she was waiting for me until I came out. She said it like this: "Don't tell anyone. It's our secret." The look on her face was so scary and terrifying that I just nodded, saying yes, and then ran towards home quickly. Was that true? Nobody knows.
Oh my God. These had me speechless. Let me know what's your take on these. What would you have said and or done in these situations? My heart. Ooh. The chills are real, man. Appreciate y'all for being here, showing your boy support. If you want to see those as well as the rest of their playlists, you can click the link that'll be in the description down below. Sheesh. Oh, man. Till next time.